Right, we have to do that. Today we're doing a lesson. It's a one-on-one briefing lesson for a student pilot at RAF Sale prior to being able to fly the PC-21 aircraft. They've all got to go through this individual strapping in the PC-21 ejection seat. Right. Rightio, Boof. First things first, we're at the PC-21. Today we're going to use the training aid instead. So we're up here in the ejection seat area. If we have a problem, if the fire alarms go off, down, out the exit doors and over to the car park. That's the evacuation area up here. And watch out for the electrical leads here. That's the other issue. Albeit that I've had to disconnect the seat to be able to run the camera. So it's not electrically connected today. This is a dummy seat, so it doesn't have cartridges on board. We still treat it like a live seat, as if it were ready to perform an ejection. If you need, all right, go on through, Dave.
Just got to get my stuff and I'll go. Okay.
If you need any other facilities around here, just let me know. But this is only a 30-minute lesson, so if you can hold on till then, that's fantastic. Right, should be good. Good. Questions of me so far?
None.
Good. All right. Thanks very much for coming appropriately dressed for normal operations within the PC-21. You've got on an anti-G suit, which is inflates, deflates, and is part of your strap-in. You've got leg restraints on, and you've brought your helmet with you, which is fantastic. Thank you for that. That's all part of your normal kit when you go flying in the PC-21. Some of the important safety things before we go any further on the seat is when you get onto the aircraft, before you even open the canopy, make sure you can see that safety pin in place. Make sure you can see that safety pin in place. That's the canopy fracturing system, which has the MDC, the detonator cord all over the top of the canopy, and that one of course is for the ejection seat itself. So if those two pins are not in, do not open the canopy.
Right.
So the next thing you're going to do would be to open the canopy. I'll demonstrate that. So that's like that, and then you can have a good look over the seat. Some of the important parts of the seat that we'll talk about is that's for manual override of your survival kit, which is the little box sitting in there. We have your harnesses. We have your seat adjustment, manual release if the seat doesn't fall away at the appropriate altitude. And we also have the seat rails. The important part with the seat rails is, I'm not going to set out on this, you've got to make sure that there's no yellow showing.
Yep.
If you can see yellow on this area here, up here,
Yep.
or here, you're in right with regards to canopy fracturing system. If you can see yellow there, or around the other side, before you hop into this aircraft,
Yep.
don't go any further. The seat is unsafe, it's not sitting down the bottom of its track.
Yeah, roger.
So normally you'd approach from the left-hand wing and then look at that. The next thing you'll look at is your emergency oxy to make sure that you have sufficient oxy contents before you go flying. It's only for in the event of an ejection or a depressurisation or smoke in the cockpit. Okay, so we've opened our canopy, we've inspected those sorts of things. The next thing we look at is the straps themselves. So have a look at the straps, make sure there's no fraying. Damage such as what's on this one is unacceptable. That would be considered US,
yeah,
unserviceable. Right. Okay? Same deal here. You start seeing threads like that on an aircraft harness, in the aircraft, that's unserviceable.
Roger.
So they're the things you're looking for before you hop in the aircraft. Have a good look at those. Have a look at this strap here. Same deal. So you've got your shoulder harnesses here. make sure they're also in a serviceable condition. This is important because the last thing you want is threads to break when you're accelerating out of the aircraft, or hanging in the parachute on the way down.
Yeah, good.
So you check those, then come around. This is your normal oxygen system. So as I said, normally you'd be on the wing. Make sure that the normal oxygen hoses are working okay. You've also got an alternate. So you have your main Mitel lead there for your helmet, and you have an emergency Mitel lead if the normal one fails.
Yeah, right.
You also have that as your normal, where your normal oxygen will come out and feed your face mask. Questions of me so far?
No.
All good?
Oh, wait, sorry, one.
Yeah.
What's this?
That's how you, good question. That's how you activate the emergency oxy when you're in the aircraft, and it raises a good point. When you're strapping in, and I'll show you now because it's easier to see, be very careful that you don't get your hose under there.
Roger.
I've just activated the emergency oxygen by doing that. So be very mindful when you're strapping in, and we'll talk about that again when you are strapping in. But yeah, that's how you activate the emergency oxygen.
Okay, yep.
So in the event of a depressurisation, smoke in the cockpit, really good examples of you would pull that and you've got up to 5 minutes of oxygen then, depending on how hard you're breathing. You also have here, this is how you connect your life raft and your PSP, personal survival pack, to you. You'll hook up on a bayonet clip. Yep, good. And that's, so that'll be dangling 3 metres below you when you're in the event of an ejection.
Yep.
And then it'll hit the water before you, and you can drag it towards you.
Righto.
Right, if you land in water. All right. Comfortable with where the parts are on the seat?
Yeah,
These are the leg restraints. The other thing I haven't mentioned, I've got around to saying about damage.
Yep.
The leg restraints, the idea of these is you will clip them into your bayonets. Yep.
Yeah, roger.
And what will happen in the event of an ejection, it brings your legs back into against here, so that your posture is straight up and your legs are straight in. They can't flail about as you leave the aircraft.
Yep.
As you eject, because you're ejecting, as you've read in your notes, it's approximately 1.35 seconds from the time you pull that handle down there till the time you're just dangling down in a parachute. So it all happens very quickly. Right, what I'd like you to do now is come around here. Normally I would demonstrate, but what I'm going to do is walk you through the aircraft strap-in.
Yep.
So normally on an aircraft, we're going to have to contextualise this for getting in here. So normally on an aircraft, you step over the side, step onto the seat, and then climb down into the cockpit. That's fine, and you can handle this. Once you've confirmed that the seat pins are in, you can handle this. Right, so today, by all means, you can come around here rather than damage the seat. We'll move this out of the way. And these go into the snubber units down here.
Yep.
Mention that. All right, and now just we'll inspect the seat together. So I've talked about a few of these things, and we work in the flow from right to left.
Yep.
So we're going to come up here, have a look at things, check that, check that's correct. Yep, good.
Check for fraying.
Excellent. Yep, we'll check for fraying. No fraying there. Come around here, check for fraying on this. Look at for yellow on this.
Yep.
And check for yellow on this.
Yep.
Good. Good. You're with me.
And then around the top to the other side.
Yep.
Okay. So check the yellow here.
Good.
Can't see anything.
Yep.
Check this strap because we haven't done that yet.
Yep. Check that strap. Good.
Cool.
Check your oxy hoses.
Oxygen hoses. So just that they're attached. That they look like they're not going to fall off.
Yep.
This.
Yeah. Make sure that backrest is in and locked.
Yep. Make sure we haven't pulled that by mistake.
Absolutely.
And then same before, check for fraying.
Yep.
Yes, check for fraying.
Yes.
Make sure it's there.
Good. And check your emergency contents, oxygen contents.
Roger. Which would be in the green.
which should be in the green. Yep. So it basically has a green-red indicator.
Yep.
If it's in the green, it's good to go. If it's in the red, it's a no-go.
Yeah, roger.
And check,
Yeah, so nothing like that.
absolutely.
And
And then check your leg restraints. Good.
righto.
All right. So, with that in mind, let's come round. We've just inspected our seat. We're going to take out, pardon me, because you can't reach this when you're sitting in the cockpit seat, and you're confident that this is open, we remove this pin.
Okay.
But you do not remove it until you're confident that it's open and you've checked that there's no yellow there.
Okay.
So in this instance, again, I'm going to have to contextualise. That goes in there. All right, we'll enter the cockpit.
Righto. Good to just sit down.
Yep, you can just sit yourself in the seat there.
I've got a seat pin. Okay. Right.
Good. So we work from bottom to top. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to grab the checklist so that we don't miss anything.
Okay.
You've got a checklist to work by. And strapping in, we work from, as I said, work from bottom to top. So you put in your leg restraints. So you run those leads from in to out, from out to in. So from outside to inside, through the loop and back into the snubber unit, which I pointed out earlier. Good. And the same on the other leg. Make sure there's no twists or tangles. They must be straight so that in the event of an ejection, or if you've got to run away in a hurry, it's all good. Excellent.
Right.
All right. So we're going to now, in accordance with the manual, connect your PSP. So personal survival pack. If this lead here connects into that bayonet connection. Excellent. Then we connect our anti-G suit. Once you're comfortable that that's connected. Anti-G suit goes in here.
Just straight in? Or?
Just straight in, that's it. Push and clip. Excellent. Then we do the QRF. So quick release fitting, which is this big fitting here. Make sure it's in the right place. And then bring up all your straps. So bring up the lower strap. Good. Bring in the straps from either side. Again, we're working from bottom to top, as you can tell. Rightio, so that'll be handed to you normally by a ground crew. Right, yep, so through there, and then twist that around and push that through there, and then down into the QRF. You've got to turn the QRF, yep, about 15 degrees, and push in. Excellent, just like that. Same deal on this side. Ground crew will hand you the strap. Watch out for the emergency oxygen. In, turn your QRF handle. Push the button, turn, no more than 15 degrees. If you turn too far, you actually release the other one.
Ah, yeah, roger.
So now again, from bottom to top, so pull on the straps there to pull on the bottom ones to tighten it.
How tight for these ones?
Nice and firm, because you don't want to be dangling in the seat when you go through any low G. Good question. And then we can just roll those up, especially designed so you can just roll them up. That's the way. Again, so that it's not flailing around in the wind in the event of ejection.
Yeah, right.
Right, that's the bottom one's done, and now pull the top ones. When you grab those top harnesses, pull them down together, okay? So as you move forward, just move forward a little bit and pull on those straps. Pull them tight and then work your way back. Right, and pull tight again. They've got to be quite firm. And then they tuck in, what you do is tuck those straps in underneath so that they're not flailing about in your face in the event of a low G or negative G. Excellent. Feeling comfortable?
Yeah.
There's something wrong then.
Fair
All
enough.
right, we're going pretty good so far. We've worked from bottom to top, we've followed the checklist. The next thing on the checklist is to fit the helmet. So the ground crew would be on the wing, and yep.
Good old COVID. Oh, wrong side. Right.
Fit the helmet. You will have practiced that down life support to make sure it's serviceable prior to coming up to the aircraft. All good. And now you connect up your. Yep, good point. You connect up the strap.
Can I connect these two?
And now connect those two. Over Mitel and Oxy. So it's just a bayonet fitting. That's the way. Good. Make sure it's connected. And you're there. All right. You now, that's a normal strap in. I've walked you through that. Now we'll do the unstrap procedure. So in effect, we're going to demonstrate that or practice it. What you would do when you left the carport, you go out, you're at the holding point to take off. That's when you remove that ejection seat pin, not beforehand. Why wouldn't you remove the ejection seat pin when you're strapped in like this?
Oh, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
As a carport. So it's my objection to big carport.
correct. Good. Big safety issue there. All right, excellent. So let's go through the normal unstrap procedure now so that you're not too hot. So again, we work from bottom to top. But first, let's get rid of the face mask so you can breathe again. So, bottom to top, release your leg restraints by pulling the black lever on the right hand side there. Good. Then come up, release the QRF.
So just press and twist.
Press that top button and twist more than 15 degrees and the whole lot will release. Now, disconnect your PSP and your Oxy.
Right.
Oxy, Mitel, PSP. The trap to watch out for with PSPs is if you forget to disconnect it, you'll get just to the wing when you're hopping out, you'll get just a step off the wing and you'll run out of cord and fall. Right. There's that. You'll be helped to put that back up there. Same on the other side. And disconnect your anti-G.
G-suit?
G-suit. G-suit, yep. And now you'd be right to hop out of the aircraft.
Worth unthreading these, just so they don't flick around?
It does, yeah, so you don't flick them around, you can unthread them. If you forget to unthread them, it's not a big concern.
Yeah,
Although you don't want it to hit any of the dash things. They will just fall away if they're done correctly. Excellent, well done. Rightio. Let's go through and you're going to show me, yep, take the helmet off, give you a break. And you're going to take me through strapping in.
Right. Take you through strapping in. Okay. Yep.
Questions of me before we go any further, I should have asked.
Is there any particular way I need to leave the seat?
Basically,
how it was before?
Yeah. So just
Loosen everything and... Yeah.
leave it as you find it.
Yeah. Okay. Tension off.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright. So the first thing is that I'm checking to make sure that so I've come up, I'm checking to see that I've got, I see that pen, I see the ejection seat pen.
Yep. Good.
And I'm happy, so now I can open the canopy because I know it's safe.
Yep.
Which should be attached to that. Then I'm checking the seat itself, so I'm going around like a U shape, so I'm checking that there's none. So no big frame points like that. I'm going to U, so checking that's an auto.
Yep.
That hasn't been pulled. No fraying on there. There's no yellow on this piece.
Yep.
And no yellow up here.
Good. Good.
Check this strap for frame. Come around, check for yellow on the opposite side over here.
Yep.
Make sure no fraying on there. Make sure this little backrest adjusting thing is seated. Make sure the oxygen's all attached and can move around.
Yep.
No issues with that. That hasn't been pulled. No fraying. Also no fraying. Emergency oxygen.
Good.
And back around to check this one.
Yep. All right. Let's sorry. What's next?
Next I'll be getting in.
Okay. So
I guess stepping, a step, and then drop that.
Yep.
And this would normally be up here, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
On the benches, yep. So that's in.
Yep.
Right. And now I go from bottom to top.
Bottom to top. That's all right. Good.
So outside in.
Outside in. Excellent. Into the snubber.
Wait, I got to make sure it's
Not twisted. Good. Now work your way up.
Yep. Was it PSP next?
Yes, you can do your PSP and your anti-G so that they tuck in underneath the strap.
There we go.
Yes.
And these.
And your G-straps. Good. Doing well. That's got to go over your shoulder. Yep. You're right. Good. Tighten from bottom to top. So pull your lower body straps. That's it. Beautiful. Do them up to stop flailing. Right? Yep. You on? Yep.
Yeah.
Nice and comfortable.
Less so this time.
Good.
Guess that means it's tighter.
Yep.
Uh,
Brandy would hand you.
Yep.
Brandy would hand you the cover.
Get rid of the truck.
Okay, we're trying. That's still not make it that quick. That's all right, I just thought I might better start preparing for it. Alright, cool.
Right. Twist bayonet fitting. Okay. Excellent. You're strapped in, so you do a quick check, make sure everything's firm and tight. It's not going to go anywhere. Job's great. Okay, now a normal unstrap procedure. That was good. So just think about how we do it, bottom to top. Bottom to top. Good. Take your time. You can release your mask if you like. That's better. The ground, you'll take your helmet.
Right. Did that, yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay, and you would climb out of the aircraft and tidy up the aircraft as you want it when you
Yep.
arrive there. Alright.
Ah.
And COVID mask on. And the anti-fracturing system pin in.
Yes, as I step in the wing.
Yep. Awesome. Alright. That's good, that's good. Have you got any questions out of today?
No.
All good? You've
No,
done
I
your-
think that's clear. I think that's covered everything.
It has. We've demonstrated it. We've gone through it. You now know the important parts of checking the seat before you hop in the aircraft, and you're comfortable and well. You understand. You went through the exact strap-in procedure from bottom up through the right and back to, back down this side.
Yep.
So it's always the same. When you're checking the things, you go that way. When you're strapping in, you go that way. And when you unstrap, it's the same way. It's the same method each time. So that was good. We've achieved what we had to achieve today, which was to teach you the strap-in procedure and the unstrap procedure for the PC-21.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks, Bob.
Cool.